Let me ask you something. During the last few days, have you sensed that something feels not quite right? Have you felt stressed or uneasy? During the Viking Age, they would have said that you have lost your Frith. Frith or Frid means peace. In Norwegian we say fred, which is basically the same word, and that means peace. But Frith or Frid goes much deeper than that. It's not only the absence of war and conflict, it's about this inner sense of peace, of being connected to your surroundings, being secure in who you are. And I believe, and I will argue, that we have lost our Frith in today's modern society. We have replaced that inner peace with a fake sense of belonging through technology, social media and so on. And we live in a society now that is highly strung, you know. We're constantly being bombarded with potential threats. And I believe that that's the main reason why we feel so disconnected. But let's get a fire started now, because I need some smoke to chase away the mosquitoes. We are being told this lie that we have peace, that we are safe. But in reality, we're not as safe as people might think. For instance, you know, if you go to certain places, certain parts of cities in Europe now, I don't know, this will provoke some people on the left, but I think it's important to tell the truth. There's a high likelihood that you will not be safe. That's just how it is now, because of decades of immigration. Sorry, but that's the truth. So we don't have, and everyone knows it. So that's just one of the reasons why we do not have that Frith. We do not have that inner peace anymore. Also, mainstream media, but also alternative media, but especially mainstream media, is bombarding us with these perceived threats. Oh, there's a new pandemic, maybe, there's a new war, and all of that. So they're doing their best to take away our Frith, and quite honestly, they've been very successful at that. And I think that modern society and, you know, politicians, mainstream media and all of that, they've been very successful at making people docile, making sure that people don't speak up, even when they see the bloody obvious going on around them. No, you shouldn't speak up because that's bad. That makes you a problem. Hi there, this is Bjorn from the future. A few hours into the future, I think we have to go back to the Industrial Revolution. So, you know, England 1760 and onwards. That was when they started moving out of the rural societies, the villages and so on. And that kind of close-knit society that they had, it was disrupted. Moving on towards our present time, you know, we have had the disruption of the family, and also, I will say, the way we are living now, we are so detached from nature. During the Viking Age, things were quite different in many ways. And they did have social contracts back then as well. But those were about other things. They were a bit different. You were expected to be a person with integrity, someone that your kin, your family and your tribe could trust. You were supposed to be truthful. In a Viking society, your character mattered a lot. We have this concept called drengskaper, which I have talked about before. Basically being a man of integrity and honor. And I know that these concepts, at least honor, is being mocked these days by modern society. But I think it's important to be a person of honor. I truly do. And it's very different today because people are allowed to be anonymous. That's one thing that messes up the whole structure of our society. People can go online, and they do every day, writing hateful comments and so on. As someone who has been a content creator, as they call it, for a long time, I've seen so many hateful and threatening comments too, that I don't even mind anymore. Well, I do mind, but you know, it's like it doesn't bother me at all. And it shouldn't be like that, because these things should bother us, and people who behave like that should face consequences. I can tell you that back in the Viking Age, if you called someone something bad, you would risk Holmgang, which is something I might get back to in another video. Basically, the offended part and the offender would be taken out to an island where they would fight. Yeah, very often to the death. Let's bring back Holmgang, I say. Skål. So, how do we regain our Frith in 2026? I think it starts by understanding that we need smaller circles. We need to be more local. We need to meet people that we have some kind of connection with, and we need to meet them in real life. Just sitting there scrolling, being digitally connected to 1,000 people, it doesn't give you that inner peace. Sitting by the campfire with a few people, that might give you that sense of belonging and that inner peace. So that's one thing that we should do. And also, and this might come as no surprise that I will say this, we must connect or reconnect with nature. We are nature, and living in a, concrete jungle, it's not good for us. So get out there, get out into the woods, out at sea, up in the mountains, connect with nature, listen to the birds. Sit on a fallen tree, like I'm doing now, and you will see, you will feel that gives you that sense of inner peace. Do something with other people, build something, go hiking, whatever. Do something physical with other people. Now, also I think that it's important that you give yourself the task to be a Frith giver, someone who offers a place of peace and belonging to other people. Take that initiative, be that person. I will also add that there are some practical things that you can do to maintain or regain that inner peace. For instance, don't check your emails all the time. You don't need to check your emails in the evenings. For me, I check my work emails only once or twice a week. And also social media. I wouldn't say that social media is completely bad, it's all bad, but it shouldn't become the focus and center of your life. You shouldn't spend time with friends that are not really friends, energy vampires as they call them. You should maybe try to find another workplace if your current workplace is what they call toxic, and so on and so on. But there are many other videos out there about that. Let me say that if you decide today that you will regain your Frith, your inner peace, it's a rebellion. It's going to be a rebellion against the current system, because the current system wants you stressed out and miserable, honestly. Because if they can keep you miserable, that's how they can also try to then sell you stuff, stuff that will make you feel better, if so only for a few seconds. That's how it works. So regain your Frith. Now you'll have to excuse me because I keep moving the camera because of the sun, and when I get into the shade, that's where the mosquitoes are. But if you're still watching, awesome, then thank you. Oops, that was a twig. Yeah, at least you can tell that this is not AI. Hopefully you can tell that. There will never be any AI here on this channel, by the way. Not in the thumbnails, not in the videos, nothing. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out one of the other ones that should pop up here on the end screen. And please remember, always stay wild and stay free.